afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for March 19th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. Just remind everybody we have a reverse aging call at 9 p.m. Eastern Time tonight on this line. We're going to talk about a lot of things. When I think that I believe that some of us do understand this and some of us don't, that our heart is the doorway to the divine. And you'll notice this, how your whole world, your whole being expands when you allow your heart to remain open, relaxed, and continuously giving and receiving love. Excuse me, it's available with every breath that you breathe. Easy is the path when the door remains open. But a lot of us lock the door or we close it often. And it opens up a little bit, you kind of crack the door. But imagine when you're able to, when you decide to, choose to, understand that your heart is the doorway to the divine. It's the doorway to your soul, to the God source. And you'll notice, I think all of us have experienced this at times, unfortunately not frequently enough, where we just continuously are relaxed and continuously giving and receiving love. Can you imagine that? The entire civilization comes to that understanding with each of us, each piece of the collective consciousness. And we will get there. Because it changes everything. It shifts. And it's due to our intent and direction, each of us. We can take an enlightened path to inner liberation. Your essence, your essential joy is so huge that it flows in every direction. Nirmala. Your essence, your essential joy is so huge that it flows in every direction. Sometimes we forget that the most important place we can turn for answers, the most important place we can turn for answers is inside ourselves. It's with the soul God, the source creator. It's within us. It's never been anywhere else. It's always there. The outer world tends to captivate us, tantalize us, and coerce us to lose our inner direction with its materialistic importance and superficial psychodramas. We can become emotionally captured by these experiences and feel completely disconnected from the safe, soothing resource of our inner world. The mind can become so involved in the external that we fall blind to the truth of the radiant sacred beings we actually truly all are. The most enlightening path to liberation is the one that is the most sustainable and always available from within. This approach has stopped the search in the outer world for real fulfillment and knows there is no greater source of true satisfaction than the one that exists within us. And I truly believe that it is the incessant searching of the mind which causes us not to see. We are not seeing the divine sacred beings we truly are because we are following the mind's perpetual wanting, yearning, and desiring habit. The more time that we give for appreciating what is in our lives, accepting and loving the people who share our lives with us, the wanting program that had caused internal blindness slowly starts to fade out of our lives. As long as the mind is directed outwards, our energy continues to flow away from our center, away from deep inner peace and the stillness where all real, sustainable answers to this life are found. The truly liberated being is the one who has chosen to give up the perpetual search for happiness out there and lives only at the source of their pure spiritual essence, which is always available within. When we turn our attention to the real source itself, the energetic blackboard behind our inner world, the essential roots of love, thought, and creativity become the real gold. The real gold. When we discover the possibility of stopping the mind from its addiction to needing something outside itself to be satisfied, we discover the greatest world of freedom and empowerment has always been inside. Where there's awareness, there is the potential for healing and spiritual freedom. In each moment, we can become aware where we are focusing our attention. Is it now on my inner world or my outer world? And eventually, with enough awareness, we see they are the same, and there is only one world. However, the mind is very conditioned and accustomed to perceiving a separation, focusing on the outer world for the causes of manifestation and fulfillment. It doesn't want to take 100% responsibility for the uncomfortable feelings that can be hiding in its basement. When we bring more awareness to where the source of the mind is coming from, where our outer world is truly manifesting from inside ourselves, we slowly start to see we have total responsibility over the manifestations in our life. By not judging, but simply accepting what we find on the journey towards the source of all thought, we eventually discover how to relax into this divine responsibility and bathe in the light of our being. The source of our spiritual essence begins to take precedence over the mind, and we relax into a deeper life experience that is full of unlimited potentiality and freedom. Perhaps the most wonderful thing about this universe is that it is perpetually benevolent. It always gives us exactly what we need, especially when we don't realize what it is we truly need. If we are only directing our attention towards the outer world, we burn out the universe leads. We burn out, and the universe leads us to retreat back into our inner world to reboot. The body and mind are programmed to find balance, peace, and healing. At some point, the pendulum of life will swing us back to stillness on its own accord. The stillness is the doorway to our ultimate creativity and God-given manifestation responsibility. This is the moment our real spiritual journey begins, and the unfulfilling, never-ending path to satisfying the ego comes to an end. Be always feeling and reflecting on the real being. Be that and cling close to it. Let your quest be constant and sustained until you catch the self and thereby find eternal happiness. Ramana Maharishi. One of the greatest truths, some of us, I think, more and more of us, that I've found thus far on this path to inner liberation is this. The soul, or spiritual being, who each of us truly actually are, is so huge, all-consuming and deeply enlightening, that ultimately it doesn't matter if you get whatever your ego wants or doesn't want. Your mind and ego will always be trying to want something that it thinks will finally bring it to being completely fulfilled and satisfied. The problem is that it only knows how to want. It doesn't know how to relax and rest and having a pure being, having or pure being. However, the rabbit hole goes even deeper. Here, for just recognizing the incessant desiring mind, habit is not the final answer to freedom here. The real freedom comes from knowing that when we do get whatever we want, we will also get what we don't want. Whenever we manifest, whenever we move energy into form, creating a reality, any desire, we always get both. There's no single payoff from achieving any desire in this world that does not also have a cost to it. For example, we finally meet our dream partner or soulmate. Only later, we find out that they have this deeply annoying habit that we cannot stand. Or, when we get to buy our dream car, we realize it also comes with an insanely high monthly insurance rate and costly maintenance fees. The weekend drinker who loves to party always forgets about the horrible hangover experience that will painfully consume his or her life the next morning. If we discipline ourselves with daily exercise and get super strong and fit, we may only later discover we are becoming super stiff and tight from not integrating deep stretching exercises as well. Even if we think we have found our perfect dream life, there's always going to be a need for a feeling of the gratitude about it all, to keep the mind happy, peaceful, and at a higher vibration so we can evolve and manifest an even more amazing experience of life moving forward. This understanding may initially make life feel hopeless. Yet I am here to assure you it is the doorway to absolute freedom beyond it all. Always getting both, what we want and what we don't want, is one of the most enlightening and deeply liberating spiritual paths to explore. When we realize that this life is always going to be a break-even, win-lose experience with every desire we go after, we start to relax about the whole entire game and drop into something deeper inside. In the beginning, this dropping in can feel like apathy, thinking what's the point of it all if we always get what we want and what we don't want, and never only just the goodies. Yet this feeling will soon fall away when we see that the nature of desire, not having, is pure suffering, and that inner peace with desire actually manifests our desires much more easily. Then the great ride of life, of this life, becomes enjoyable along the way. When we understand that every single time we manifest any desire, we get both what we want and don't want, we stop becoming so attached to making our desires manifest. We stop trying to manipulate and control life so as to get it to flow our way. We stop being so greedy, needy, and full of selfish egoic agendas. There's two selfishes. There's the good one, as always with anything, and there's the bad one. Then there arises this feeling of sweet surrender to the grand totality of life, the majesty of our very being. In the simple awareness of this profound truth, we gently begin to relax into our spiritual nature and thus become a more powerful manifesting magnet for everything our heart desires. Life's problems may be complicated at times, yet the answers are always very simple. The universe is full of mystery and paradox. When we give up on wanting something, we become a stronger magnet for receiving it. It seems backwards, I know. It can seem that way. Yet it happens every time. When we relinquish attachment to something, that something just wants to fall into our lap. That something just wants to fall into our lap. I find the most enlightened approach to dealing with attachment to a desire is knowing that once the desire is manifested, we must be emotionally prepared to receive the opposing negative byproduct as well. This product means that we cannot or should not celebrate the attainment of our goal in an outrageous way. In fact, it's best that we give it our all, do a total let go and fall deep into appreciation, because this increases our joy vibration and ability to growing stronger as a powerful manifesting magnet. And as we let go into total full self-expression, we can rise really even higher into ecstatic bliss, because we know that very soon the annoying negative flip side to things will arise and bring everything back to an even neutral balance. Sometimes, people have said that life is like a gambling casino where you always win whether you bet. Whatever you bet, you always win. If you get $5, you get $5 back each time. There is always an even outcome, a perfect balance to life, which makes everything fair in the end. Karmically, we always get whatever we put into our lives. Some say life is unfair, yet life actually is completely fair. Everything balances itself out in the end. We simply have to look or choose to look for the rainbow when we're drowning in the rainstorm. There's always a brilliant wave of light underneath every single dark undertow of fear. The universe was set up this way so we could remain neutral, relaxed in the awareness that is at the center of our being, which subsequently is also the center of this entire universe. The trick of this life is to be continually alert to the new, because nothing is ever as it seems. We can think a person is a certain rigid way our whole lives, only at the end to realize that they had a hidden flexible part that we could never see. It is how we see things that makes them what they are. Our perception of people, colors, and taints, our perception of people and colors taints them, yet does not come close to the truth of their grand totality. Everyone is a permanent grand mystery to be experienced and explored. When we hold this understanding as sacred, our relationships and communications with others unfold in a much more enlightening way. Once we become conscious about this perpetual balanced nature of duality, the incessant desiring game will completely subside. Then we are eased into a nesting area of true relaxation within our hearts and our lives. Here we can experience the grace and joy of our divinity, the healing quality of our being. We can discover real freedom, our true essence, and our essential nature. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure we all are. And what's the first thing that we care to do? Relax our bodies. Head to toe, inside and out. The more you practice this, the more you practice it, the more it becomes automatic. Now, if you just do it once in a great while, it will not be automatic. But we truly are like magnets. We're like sponges, sponge magnets. And so we just pull in everything. We attract everything. We attract the good, the bad, and the indifferent. Most of us don't know that, but we do. We cannot not. So as we do a filtering process, and it's just like with our bodies. What is it that I've attracted to myself that does not serve me the greater good? And it isn't a judgment, it's a self-evaluation of how, if you're heavy, what is it that you have? What are the emotions? What are the feelings? What is it that you're focused on? What's your attention? Is it fear, worry, stress, anxiety? Is it wondering? Is it living in the past? Is it trying to live in the future? What is it? Only you know. I guarantee you no one else knows. Just you. Only you. As I've said numerous times, it is only about you. And why is that? Why is it only about you? That's selfish, isn't it? Not at all. It's about you because you're on a trip, you're on a journey, a never-ending journey to discover who and what you are. So you're going within and you're discovering things. You're discovering things about yourself. Maybe that you hid, maybe that you didn't want to embrace, but you discover them. And that's what eases the body. You're not fighting things. You're not ignoring things. You're not trying to run from things. With yourself, always with yourself. And once you get to a certain understanding of you and the God, the soul within you, and you're in a deep, intimate embrace and relationship with that God, that soul, then imagine how you are with others. It's absolutely spectacular. Just like the body. We all do it. None of us are exempt from it. We attract things, whether unconsciously or consciously. Energies, frequencies. You could be concerned about someone and you could actually literally understand, though, we're all connected. We're all part of the one. So when you get too deep with that individual, with that being, that human, that mankind, you can pick up some of that energy, some of that frequency that they're experiencing. So this is about being aware of you and about other frequencies, to understand that they aren't yours, so to speak. They're of others, their part. So the stress, the fear, and the anxiety, to whatever level they are with each of us, we release them every single day. If we do it 10 times a day, so what? If we do it 100 times a day, so what? So the body will relax. It's gonna respond head to toe, inside and out. You're gonna feel that way, and you just view yourself leaning, and knowing that you're in the arms of your God within, and you're just leaning right back. Your back is covered. The universe is your best friend and ally, and you just fall into the God that you are. And your body will go into complete relaxation. Now, when you relax the body, it is important to move into the now, because all that incessant chatter that we all experience 24/7, tens of thousands of thoughts coming at us constantly. If you were to just sit back in an easy chair, look up at the sky, and notice it on a cloudy day, and you see these clouds moving back and forth, you look at those as thoughts, and imagine that accelerated beyond vision And that's what you have with all these thoughts coming in. So when you relax the body, you move immediately into the now. And the now is truly all we have. And the now stills that chatter. It stills the mind and the ego. It stills the subconscious mind. It puts you in a place of natural being, your natural state of being. It puts you in a place with the connection to the God that you are, to your soul, to the perfect divine perfection. And it's only the now. It's the space between heartbeats. This is where we create the future. This is how we are in divine essence with the moment. And it is so simplistic. It isn't complicated. It's just being. Whatever you're doing, moment to moment, it comes, it passes into the past. And that's our focus. And we practice that as much as we can. So it becomes automatic. Now, some of us go into the past. I mean, we all reminisce. We all have, memories and stuff that we embrace. And we hold on to memories, things that, material things that put a smile on our face, which is really good. But then we have the swing side where some of us, because we ignore the now, we don't care to contend with the now and the responsibilities or anything, or we wander in the future. But we go into his past and we stay there too long. It's like an elephant graveyard. There's carcasses and bones and tusk, everything. And when we stay there too long, we end up bringing that past, dragging it into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future out of that past, and reliving that past in that future. This is why so many on this planet ask themselves, no matter what I seem to do, I always end up here. Why is that? Doesn't it make sense if you're always in forward motion and progression? That can't be? Now, some of us will go into a future. We'll go into the future and we will wonder. And it's fun sometimes to go, I wonder what if this and that. But some of us will just stay there in the future that doesn't exist. Imagine that. Always living in tomorrow or the day or after that, or a month from now, or a year from now, or 10 years from now. But never in the now. So the now, how do we stay in it? How do we stay in it? What have we been given to stay in the now? Our breath, which is our divine positive energy. It sustains the vessel that holds the kingdom of God. It focuses us, relaxes us, eases us, strengthens us. I mean, it's just absolutely phenomenal. And most of us take it for granted. And so this divine positive energy, this omnipotently powerful breath, whenever you find yourself, because we all do, none of us are exempt, where we wander. It's not like we're trying to wander, but we do. We have these thoughts come in. Oh, I'm going to ride that one. And we're not really conscious that we're doing it. It just happens. It's such a habit. And so when we do that, imagine being consciously aware of that. It's not a bad thing. And so we say, okay, so I'm wandering off in these thoughts. So I'm going to focus on my breath. And I'll guarantee you 1,000% of the time, you will be in the now. Every single time you focus on your breath. And I don't mean for a second. I mean literally focus on the breath. And this will keep you in the now. And it's such a wonderful balance. Once it becomes automatic, it's a wonderful balance. Imagine stilling all that noise and chatter and then you creating your own thoughts. Instead of all these thoughts, most of them that aren't yours, you're embracing. Now, when you do this, and you're in the now, and your body is relaxed, and it's eased into the easy chair of the God that you are, then you're at complete ease, peace. And you're outside of the mind and ego and the subconscious mind. You're not in them. You're on the outside looking in. You're not on the inside looking out. And you're not judging them. You're figuring them out to the extent on how you can utilize them to the best interest of your forward movement in that body in this life. They're great servants and horrible masters. So you watch them. That's all you do. You're the God watching you watch them. This is how we master the mind and the ego. I'm not saying it happens in 2 days, but this is how we master that. Eventually, we get to the extent of a grand mastership where they're no longer needed and they're no longer there. We aren't there yet. Not yet. But we will be. We are consciously aware that we're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. And we're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. How can you not be the love that you are, that you're made of? How can you not be in the deepest, deepest, deepest of gratitudes 24/7? Because of what you are and who you are. These bodies that we're in, our higher self, our spirit, our soul, our heart mind, our ego mind, our subconscious mind, the God source. All one. And we come to a full inner realization that we are heaven on this earth. Cannot be anything else. As long as the soul is in your body, you are heaven on this earth. And this isn't coming from the ego mind. This is coming from your heart mind. Your soul, the core essence of your actual existence. And every step we take, we create paradise. We're doing it every second in this life. And we've learned to shine our light, the God source, love, light, energy, that we are, outward. And imagine and picture we flood everything in this pure, deep, eternal love, peace, and gratitude. All of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest supreme value in the universes. This is what we're doing. This is what lifts the vibrational frequency of the very fabric of existence. It is a natural state of being. We just haven't been there in a long, long time. Long time. So you look at this planet. You're out there in the sacredness of space. And you see, as it glows, it is filled with billions of little gods that make up the one God, creating paradise and heaven on earth. We're all parts of the collective consciousness. There is no separation. We have never been separated. We never will be. We are one with this universe, with all universes, with all existences, with all beings, all civilizations, all life. We are one. So we communicate with the pieces of the collective consciousness of the God that are conscious. Some aren't. Some are in between, and some aren't. Such as all of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, agaric, and beneath earth. Yet only those who are consciously aware, because not all are, but only those that are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, the forming of this circle of light, and the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, into the higher, or the highest high frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude, and deep eternal peace. All within us all. And they come in the billions, and they consciously are with us now. Now, all of the light energy beings out there that are all there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, and yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation. And they come in the gigaplexes. One gigaplex fills this entire universe. They come in trillions of gigaplexes from every direction. And they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can truly be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming of the circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet. Now, we're only familiar with a smidgen of them. Over 1,000 of different civilizations travel through the solar system every single day. Trillions throughout the universes every single day. And the ones that we're kind of familiar with, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Sirians, Feline, Zeta Reticuli, Nords, Greys, Reptilian, Draco, Golden Pyramid, Avian, many, many, many more. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they consciously are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and form the circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet. Now, many are aware that when you leave the body as a soul, if you don't know who and what you are, you're going to wander, and you're going to feel separate. That's why we communicate with those that are consciously aware. And it just doesn't make any of the others that aren't, they will get there. And they, in the billions, are with us now, consciously. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. And yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, And they're in the trillions. And they come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations of which we have never, ever seen before. In fact, there's more life on this planet that we've never, ever seen than we have seen. By far. By far, by far. And the ones that we're kind of familiar with, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And in the trillions, they are with us now, consciously. Arm in arm, hand in hand, we are all together, all one, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we are all one. And we are all God. And we are all love. And our God, force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. All of us immediately form a massive circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia Arya. And this now, this light is the core of our being. It is our divine perfection. It is our essence. It is the God, force, love, light, energy, which is within each and every single one of us. And as we shine this light, it is so bright that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take over 1,000 billion suns in this solar system alone to even come close to its radiance. And we are flooding this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. All of us, hundreds of millions of us, on and off world, from all existence, in all consciousness, of deep eternal love and gratitude in the highest of the highest high vibrational frequencies. All of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe, being flooded with the love that we all are made of, we are of and from, the God source, the pure consciousness. Head to toe, inside now, eternally, always. And we begin to ascend above this planet. As we do, we're met with a massive ocean of full glitter. It's everywhere. It is reflecting highly vibrant colored lights in every direction. And when we look closely at the reflections, we see these little tiny, perfectly designed etched mirrors that are reflecting all of us to each other back and forth. In us, above us, below us, around us. And this is the essence of the One, the God, of which we are part of. And we're all teachers, and we're all students. There isn't any one soul that enters your life even for 10 seconds that doesn't teach you something. The same with you, teaching others. And we don't do it consciously. We just are. absolutely magnificent. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column of light that reminds us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then we're met with the white fire. This is the column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that we are imbued from head to toe, inside and out, 24/7, eternally, always, with a white fire armor. This white fire armor is generated from the God source within each and every single one of us, the God force, love, light, energy. It is what we're made of. It's what all things are made of and from. Nothing can penetrate this armor. No entities, no demons, no lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, no possessions, no voodoos, no Wiccan. But only you have the power that if you decide, whether consciously or unconsciously, to lower your vibrational frequency low enough through greed, hate, anger, envy, deception, fear, anxiety, stress, suffering of any kind, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. If you do decide to do this, you are immediately met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness, where they are completely vaporized and no longer are. We are then met with the violet ray. This is a column of light that we can bring in. It reminds each and every one of us that we can literally cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, restoring our vibrational harmony, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, and being in total, deep, eternal peace, gratitude, and love. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the sunsets and the sunrises. We are the trees, the forests, the soils. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are all the animals. We are all life. So the next time that you see a sunset maybe, or a sunrise, or a moonlit night with a beautiful sky, however you see things, and you're in awe of the majesty and beauty and the total divinity and peace of what you see, it is you that you're in awe of. It is you that are the divinity, the majesty, the peace. We can continue to ascend above this planet. As we do, some of us decide to step out of our physical form and just float effortlessly above them, if we're carrying physical form, biological physical form. We immediately come across this massive crystalline light tower, which we all created. It's larger than this solar system. In the center of the column, we see this massive oblong sphere. In the center of it, we see this massive golden white, shimmering, sparkling ball of light. Around it are these rings of color, all shimmering, vibrant colors, numerous ones. And they're all sending out this mist, this penetrating, saturating energy. And the golden white ball of light is pure, deep, eternal love. And then all the colored rings around it: gratitude, well-being, abundance, prosperity, happiness, bliss, joy, generosity, kindness, gentleness, tranquility, benevolence, absolutely unending, saturating, flooding, and bathing us all. And it is us that this is. It is the gods we are. It is our true natural state of being. At the top, we designed it so that the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees 24/7. This is the purest of deepest eternal love and the highest of highest high of vibrational frequencies. And it is literally flooding all of us, head to toe, inside and out, always, with this pure, deep, eternal love. You can feel it through your heart minds. You can see it through your heart minds motion picture. You can experience it always, because it is you. Now, we are drops of this golden ocean, and we contain the essence of this golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It sets center circle. We all created this sphere over 3 years ago. It houses almost 1,300 of our meditations, all in high harmony, vibrational frequency. All the intent from all the conscious ones of the collective consciousness, all the pieces of the God, from everywhere. Hundreds of millions of us on and off world, in all existence. And we're liberating this planet, and we're liberating all life, the highest supreme value in the universe, into the highest frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude. And we will be there and continue to expand on it, with it, from it, of it. You feel this in your heart mind's motion picture. See it. Experience it. Your essence, your essential joy is so huge that it flows in every single direction. I'll join you in meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose. An easy breath out through the mouth. Move slowly and easily. Many of us may have already sensed that a new world is upon us and into each of our personal lives. If we stop for a moment and truly pay attention, we can truly feel it. As everything continues to move faster and faster, we cannot help but wake up and realize our divine infinite potentiality. We are each being pulled, cajoled, and summoned to spiritually awaken by the people and global events around us. Our planet's cataclysmic experiences are the masses waking up calls, forcing us to individually turn inwards, create a more sensitive, loving, and conscious approach to this life. This deeper sensitivity has in turn awakened a new kind of human being inside all of us, a being who is attuned to the divine within, guided by their intuition, enlightened by their own individual consciousness. And as this world continues to wake us up, the number of enlightened beings will naturally multiply and collectively, in time, create this new world, which we are about to enter. This global enlightenment will create a foundation of peace for this planet unlike anything before. Our planet is about to give birth to billions of heart-centered, open-minded people. And nobody is going to miss this massive, enlightening ride. So take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, into the following morning. We will return here March 20th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call, and tonight at 9 p.m. for our reverse aging call.